Good morning and welcome into Lemoy Field for Game 1 of the Saturday matinee matchup between the Wildcats of Wilmington University and your post-university Eagles. Welcome into the broadcast booth, ladies and gentlemen. Join alongside our production crew of Grace Glassrood, Kristen Brown, Jake Haddad, Jared Michaels, Michael Vesci, and our entire student production crew. My name is Max Stapleton, and we're thrilled to be taking you through today's action. Before we get into the intros, let's take a quick second for our national anthem. Give us one quick moment. Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into Lemoy Field for Game 1 of this Saturday matinee doubleheader matchup between Wilmington University and your post-university Eagles. Well, I had a whole intro planned out for us, but we're almost ready to go, so let's get us started. Entering the field, it's going to be the Post-Eagles today, followed by Alyssa Hughes on the mound, making her third start of the season. Give you her numbers in just a moment, but before we get to that, let's get you the starting lineup for today's Wilmington Wildcats. Coming into this game at 4-12 overall on the season. So far in CACC play, they're at 7-1 on a 7-game win streak are the Wildcats. It'll be Tristan Stewart leading them off in left field, followed by Maddie Volmar in center. Haley Grigo, the star freshman second baseman, she'll bat third. Bella Barnes in the cleanup spot in right field. Eve Serrato's your designated player today. She'll bat fifth. Cassidy Zolano, one of the three lefties in a row. She's at shortstop. Batting seventh, it's Grace Mabry, the third baseman. Delani Sheehan on the mound batting eighth. And rounding out the lineup for the Wildcats today, it's going to be Emma Zimmerman behind the plate. And for Alyssa Hughes this year on the mound, well, it's been a little bit of a tough season for her, but looking to bounce back against what is a very, very tough lineup in Wilmington. So far this year, she's 0-2 through 12 appearances, a 9.64 ERA, and a 2.75 whip. Through 20 and a third innings pitched, she's given up 28 earned runs. So looking to bring down some of those numbers is Alyssa Hughes. Looking to get going in conference play are the Eagles. They're on an 0-4 start so far this year. But Hughes is ready. Tristan Stewart is ready. And the first pitch of the game. Blooper into left field, and that's going to be a base hit to start the game off for Wilmington. Going for two is Tristan Stewart, and she'll get in there safely. Looked like a bit of a misplay from Angelica Tompkins, and right off the bat, it's going to be a single and an E7 to give a runner on first. First pitch of the game for Alyssa Hughes, and Tristan Stewart starts it off with a bang. Coming up to the plate next is going to be Maddie Volmar. Give you her numbers in just a quick moment. Starting off this game quick are the Wildcats, already runners in scoring position, nobody gone. Righty on righty matchup. First pitch comes in just a little bit down low, make it ball one. Volmar having a tremendous season. True freshman out of Thornton, Colorado. Has the second best OBP on the team this year, but she's hitting .390 overall, just a touch under 400. Next one in there for a strike. Moves the count to 1-1. So .490 batting average this year, 6 doubles and a triple for Volmar, followed up with 10 RBIs. What a tremendous season. Next delivery in from Alyssa Hughes. Squares the bunt around, but fouls it back, and it moves the count to 1-2. Still scoreless here in the top of the first, just getting started. Alyssa Hughes' last time out, well, one to be forgotten, so to speak. We'll get to more of that in a moment. Wind has died down just a little bit here in Waterbury. Next pitch in there for a called strike 3. Boy, what a big strikeout for Alyssa Hughes. Got her looking, and Maddie Volmar goes down with the K. Big first out of the inning. Still that runner on second, but the job gets a little bit easier. Although the task at the plate is Haley Grigo, and she's having one of the best seasons of any freshman in Division II softball this year. She flies one in the air on the first pitch. Going to be a tough play, ranging in the center fielder Oliver, and she makes the catch. Not tagging from second is Tristan Stewart, so back-to-back pitches and 2 really big outs for Alyssa Hughes. Maybe she could strand that runner in scoring position to kick off this game. It's going to be Bella Barnes coming up to the plate next. Couldn't even give you any numbers on Haley Grigo before we got to Barnes. Another righty-on-righty matchup. Barnes in the cleanup spot. First pitch into her, just misses a little bit upstairs, moves it to 1-0. On the first pitch of this game, it was Tristan Stewart blooping one into left field. Called a single in E7 that got her to second base. But then a strikeout looking and a fly out to center. Here we are. High fly ball, fairly deep to left field, but hooking foul and out of play. Count moves to 1-1 here on Bella Barnes. Barnes so far this season, a .224 average. 1 double and 2 home runs. It's tied for the most on the team and 5th most in the conference with 2 bombs this year. Power hitter, hitting in the cleanup spot. The 1-1. Down low in the dirt. Nice stop behind the plate by Brianna Hins and moves to 2-1. Let's get you the defense for the Eagles today. From left to right in the outfield, it's Angelica Tompkins in left, Isabella Oliver in center, and Alyssa Calabrese in right. Nyla Sapia at third base, Brooke Dickinson at short, Hannah Searles, the second baseman, and Alexandra Biseglia at first. Of course, it's Alyssa Hughes on the mound today, and battery mates with her. It's Brianna Hins behind the plate. Hard ground ball to the left side. Nice backhanded stop by Sapia, the third baseman, but it's ruled foul. Count evens up at 2-2. Boy, a hard hit ground ball from Bella Barnes. A little bit scary if you're Alyssa Hughes and crew, and now it looks like we're going to have a little bit of a discussion here between the third base coach and home plate umpire. I think they're going to argue that past third base, that it was a fair ball. By the way, Sapia got her glove on, and it looked like it would have been a pretty close play, bang-bang play at first. Now the umpires are going to meet today. Let's get you the umpires for this game. Behind the plate, it's Guillermo Rivas, and then over at second base, Michael Vischio. Well, umpires decide to have a little conference together. They ultimately do not change the call. You rarely ever see umpires change calls without replay review anymore, and you're probably not going to see it on a bang-bang call like that. It was ultimately ruled foul. So, remains a 2-2 count. A huge pitch for Alyssa Hughes coming up. Righty on righty, runner on second, 2 gone, the delivery. Line drive into center field for a base hit. Rounding third, coming home to score. That's Tristan Stewart. Call it an RBI single for Bella Barnes, and it's 1-0 Wildcats. Looked like for a second Alyssa Hughes was going to be able to get out of this inning. After the single in E7, let Tristan Stewart on second. She got the strikeout and the flyout, but a good piece of 2-strike hitting that time for Bella Barnes to pick up an RBI, and now it goes over to Eve Serrato. Runner on first, still 2 gone. First pitch in there for a strike right at the top of the zone. Make it 0-1. For Serrata this year, it's a .263 batting average. She chops one foul off her leg, and she's going to have to walk that off, make it 0-2. Hitting .263, but a really noticeable .439 slugging percentage as well. 2 home runs, tied for first on the team. Not to mention, she's also got 16 RBIs this year, as does Eve Serrato, senior out of Ohio. Previously went to Monmouth University. It's an 0-2 count to her. Another righty-on-righty matchup. The delivery from Hughes. Slow ground ball to the left side, fielding at the shortstop Dickinson, but she eats it. Good speed from Eve Serrato, legs out the infield single, and the inning still goes for Wilmington. Back-to-back base hits for the Wildcats, courtesy of Bella Barnes and Eve Serrato. Now it's going to be 3 straight lefty matchups for Alyssa Hughes on the mound, starting with Cassidy Zolano. Never gets easier against these Wildcats. 7-1 so far in conference play. As Zolano skies one to center, ranging back on it and making the play is Isabella Oliver, and that'll end the inning. So all in all, could have been worse for the Eagles in that first inning. Call it 1 run on 3 base hits, 1 error, and 2 men left on base. It's 1-0 Wildcats, and the Eagles coming up to bat. Welcome back into Lemoy Field. Just getting ready for this bottom of the first inning. Let's give you the starting lineup today for the home squad, the Post Eagles. A 1-19 overall record, looking for their first win in conference play at 0-4. It's Isabella Oliver in center field, leading things off. Alexandra Biseglia at first base. Alyssa Calabrese in right field, and batting cleanup, it's Bailey Dickinson, the designated player. Nyla Sapia at the hot corner. Brooke Dickinson batting 6th at shortstop. Angelica Thompson in left field batting 7th. Brianna Hens behind the plate batting 8th. And rounding out the lineup today for the Eagles, it's going to be Hannah Searles over at second base. So as mentioned, it's Isabella Oliver to lead things off, facing off against Delaney Sheehan on the mound. The southpaw for Wilmington deals a strike on the outside corner, and the count moves to 0-1. What a season it's been for the graduate student out of Newcastle, Delaware, Delaney Sheehan this year. Off to a 3.31 ERA through 10 games started, this being her 11th. She's got the 8th most innings pitched in the conference at 61 1/3, as well as the 6th most strikeouts at 55 so far this year, so she certainly got that strikeout pitch working. Excited to see her work today. She deals the 1-1 in. Big swing and a miss. Actually a foul tip into the glove, and it'll move to 1-2. At the plate for Isabella Oliver, she comes into today on a 3-game hit streak. Overall, it's 185 on the season, but those numbers trending upwards. She stays alive and fouls that one off. And it's not a whole lot of opportunities for Oliver this year, only 54 at-bats. Lefty on righty to kick this game off. In fact, it's a lineup of all righties for Post today. Makes sense when you're facing the southpaw and Sheehan. Count goes to 2-2. Wilmington in their away green jerseys with, I want to say, black lettering, although it's somewhat hard to see from out here in the outfield. White pants. Post in their home white uniforms today. Orange lettering, orange numbering, and white pants. It's going to be a full count to start this game off to Isabella Oliver. 7th pitch of the at-bat coming up, locked in a battle. Ground ball to the left side, fielding it Zolano. The throw on the run. In time. Boy, what a play from Cassidy Zolano and Kylie Ciani over at first base for out number 1. Good battle from Isabella Oliver to kick this game off. Call it a 7-pitch ground out. And now with 1 away, it's Alexandra Biseglia coming up to the plate. True freshman out of Southbury, Connecticut. First pitch into her, fouled back, make it 1-0. A 125 average this year. 6 hits and 48 at-bats, but 2 doubles and 5 RBIs. Starting to see some positive signs for these Eagles in late games. including for Alexandra Biseglia, who might have gotten a bit of a monkey off her back last time out. Picked up her first hit in her last 13 games Thursday against Caldwell. 0-2 in there, just misses down low, call it 1-2. Good take from Biseglia, tough pitch to lay off of. Give you the fielding lineup for the Wilmington Wildcats in just a quick moment. But the 1-2, off the outside corner. Maybe ruled a strike, call it 2-2. Pitch misses down low. Count runs full, 3-2, 1 out. It's the second straight full count for Delani Sheehan so far on the mound. A lot of pitches thrown, despite it no base runners yet, and she gets a strikeout swinging of Biseglia. Blew the fastball right by her. Quickly 2 away for Sheehan. Now we move things over to the 3-hole hitter, Alyssa Calabrese. Calabrese, a two-way player, having a really good season on both sides of the ball this year, leading the team in batting average right now. Takes the first pitch on the outside corner for a strike, moves to 0-1. She's hitting .283 this year. Actually, she's leading the team in every batting statistic from average to OPS. Swings and misses at a fastball there, and it goes to 0-2. Delani Sheehan looking for a 1-2-3 inning to kick off this game for the Wildcats. The pitch. In there for a called strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Delani Sheehan, and she does get the 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no men left on base for the Eagles. It's 1-0 after 1. Here as you're watching Post University Softball. Top of the second inning, a 1-0 game in favor of the Wildcats here in Waterbury. Back in here at Lemoy Field. Alyssa Hughes getting ready for her second inning of work. Faced some trouble in the first. Gave up 3 hits as well as an error, but ultimately only gave up 1 run and trying to keep it at a 1-run lead. Leading off, it's going to be Gracie Mabry in the first pitch. She squares around, gets it down. Catcher fields it. Throw to first off the glove of the second baseman, Searles. Goes into left field, or right field. A good backup from Alyssa Calabrese. See how that one gets scored, but you got to think it's going to be an E2 on the throw. Either way, Gracie Mabry able to reach base leading off the inning. It's going to lead us to Delani Sheehan. Second of back-to-back lefties in this lineup to kick off this inning for Alyssa Hughes. First pitch into her. Runner goes. Pitch goes right back to Hughes. She goes to second. There's the 1, but not any time for a double play. Good job to get the lead runner. Call the play 1-6 on the out. Now 1 away. Sheehan and Gracie Mabry trade places on the fielder's choice. Now Emma Zimmerman comes up to the plate. Righty on righty matchup. Hughes against Zimmerman. Runner on first and 1 gone. First delivery in, an off-speed pitch in there for a strike. Moves to 0-1. A little bit of a scoring update. That was ruled an error by Brianna Hins behind the plate. That allowed Gracie Mabry to reach first. Right now Zimmerman squaring around and then pulls it back. Fouls one off behind the netting. Count goes to 0-2. For Lonnie Sheehan this year hitting-wise. Of course, she's on the bump for the Wildcats. It's a .267 average. Next pitch in. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Second strikeout of the game for Alyssa Hughes. A big second out of this inning. And we go back to the top of the order. It's Tristan Stewart. Stewart started this game off with a bang on the very first pitch. She singled into left and then hustled it out on what's going to be a single and an E7. Got herself to second. So call her 1 for 1 so far. First pitch in. Just misses a bit upstairs, 1-0. Well, for Stewart, it's a fantastic year. Senior out of Centerville, Maryland, batting .293. A .704 OPS to go along with it and 2 doubles. Next pitch in. Up and away. Count moves to 2-0 now. Good spot for Tristan Stewart, a righty on lefty matchup. Runner on first, 2 gone. Outfield shaded a little bit to the left, actually, facing the lefty, which you don't see too often. The 2-0 delivery. In there at the knees for a strike. Make it 2-1. Good off-speed pitch that time from Alyssa Hughes. That was her 21st pitch of the outing. Pitch count in decent shape so far. You can hear that Wilmington bench making some noise all the way from out here in the outfield. Umpire says that one misses upstairs, and it goes to 3-1 now. Hughes hasn't given up a free base runner yet so far in this game. In danger of losing her first here. The windup and the pitch. A little blooper foul out of play towards the left side, and the count runs full, 3-2. Boy, believe it or not, this is the first full count that Alyssa Hughes has been in on the mound so far today. It's an aggressive Wilmington team. Swinging early and often in these at-bats. Right now, Alyssa Hughes and Tristan Stewart stuck in a battle. Pitch number 6 of this at-bat coming up. Hughes delivers. Down low, and it's going to be a walk for ball 4. First walk of the game for Alyssa Hughes. Sees runners on first and second with 2 gone. And now Maddie Volmar comes up. Boy, not the person you want to see with 2 on and 2 out with a runner in scoring position. Volmar, you mentioned earlier, one of the stars of this Wilmington team. As a true freshman, hitting .390. It's truly unreal. Not to mention she's also got a 1.88 ERA on the mound. First pitch misses low, moves to 1-0. Volmar did strike out looking her first time around. It was the first out of the game, so she's 0 for 1 so far today. True freshman out of Thornton, Colorado. Graduate of Horizon High School. The 1-0 delivery to her. Hard ground ball to the left side, foul, and goes to 1-1. Hughes seems to have that off-speed pitch working for her. Gotten a few batters out in front of that. A lot of foul balls to the left side. That being the third base side. Important pitch coming up. On a windy day in Waterbury, the 1-2. Line drive into center field, ranging over Oliver. She dives, but she can't get there, and it bounces into the wall. 1 run scores, 2 runs will score. Heading into third with a 2 RBI triple is Maddie Volmar, and it's 3-0 Wildcats. Boy, once again, the 2-out troubles continue for Alyssa Hughes. And for that matter, the 2-out rallies continue for the Wildcats. This time it's Volmar picking up a couple of RBIs. Her second triple of the year. It's RBIs number 19 and 20 for her, and it doesn't get much easier now as you're facing Haley Grigo. She fouls off the first pitch to the right side and out of play, 1-0. 0-1, I should say. Here goes 0 for 1 so far today. She skied out to center on her first time around on the first pitch she saw. Got a little bit of a mound meeting here between battery mates Brianna Hins and Alyssa Hughes. Just trying to calm Alyssa Hughes down. It's been a couple of 2-out runs. Actually, all 3 of the runs have come with 2 outs so far today for the Wildcats. Still a runner on third with 2 gone. The 0-1 offering. Hard ground ball, foul. Once again, that off-speed pitch, catching batters out in front. Remains the same case for Haley Grigo's stuck in a 2-strike count now. Grigo entering today on a 6-game hitting streak. Still looking to continue that one. Big pitch coming up for Hughes, the 0-2. Just off the outside corner. Trying to see if Grigo would chase it. She does not. 1-2 now. The 1-2. Little liner remains foul past the third baseline. Stays at 1-2. The good news for Alyssa Hughes is that none of these runs will count towards her ERA this inning. Inning started off with a E2, and then, of course, all the runs scoring with 2 outs. It's a strange little fielding statistic I was able to find for the Eagles while doing my prep. I'll give you that in a moment. That next offering misses outside. Make it 2-2 now. For the Eagles fielding-wise this year, they're right in the middle of the pack of the conference with 39 errors entering today, but they do have the worst fielding percentage just because they haven't played a whole lot of innings with the way these scores have gone. Another 2-2. Little pop-up behind home plate, now to play. Count remains the same. Boy, tough battle at the plate. 7th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Haley Grigo just trying to wear down Alyssa Hughes, who not a moment ago looked like she was going to be able to get out of this inning. Said the same thing in the first inning, but it's those 2-strike or 2-out rallies that are really coming back to bite her so far. Trying to limit the damage here. Once again, the 2-2. High fly ball towards the left side. Foul territory, but playable for the first baseman, Biseglia, and she makes the catch, and that will retire the side. But for the Wildcats in the inning, they get 2 runs on only 1 base hit, 1 error, and 1 man left on base. It's now 3-0 Wilmington as you're watching Post University Softball. Welcome back into Lemoy Field. Starting off the bottom of the second inning. Post looking to come back from a 3-0 deficit early on. Facing Delaney Sheehan. And Sheehan pitched a 1-2-3 inning first time around. Struck out 2 on her way to doing so. So Post has got their work cut out for them trying to come back in this game. It's Bailey Dickinson to lead things off for the Eagles. First pitch into her, a hard fastball coming right on the outside corner. Make it 0-1. For Dickinson so far this year, it's a .271 average, good for second on the Eagles. Count evens up at 1 apiece. Not to mention she's second on the team in hits and leading the team in doubles. Checks her swing there. Pitch gets ruled a strike either way, and it moves to 1-2. Through 20 games this year, it's 13 hits, 6 RBIs. Misses that time around, 2-2 now. Senior infielder from Vineland, New Jersey. Chop to the right side, foul. Count remains even, 2 apiece. Boy, we're noticing that Delaney Sheehan, she's a quick worker out on the mound. Throws heat and works fast. Can be a very dangerous combination for a pitcher. It's how you end up with a lot of strikeouts the way she does. She's looking for her 3rd in a row here. The 2-2. Down low. Good eye that time. Good off-speed pitch. And it goes to 3-2 now. And only 4 batters. It's the 3rd full count that Sheehan has been in. The payoff on the outside corner for a called strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts looking. 3 strikeouts in a row for Sheehan. And it's out number 1 here in the second. It's going to be Nyla Sapia coming up to the plate next. Sapia, a senior out of Wilmington, New Jersey, transferred from St. Thomas Aquinas. Skies one into right field, foul territory, and it lands foul. Bella Barnes was trying to make a play on it, but couldn't do so. Count moves to 0-1. So far this year, she's having a really good season, is Sapia, hitting .234 with a .585 OPS. Lefty on righty matchup, as it will be all game for Sheehan. Takes the next pitch on the outside corner, and it's quickly 0-2. Post looking for their first base runner in this game, the 0-2. Checked swing on a pitch upstairs, 1-2. The windup, the delivery. Good job just staying alive by Sapia that time. Remains a 1-2 count. She's entering today, swinging a hot bat as Sapia on a 3-game hit streak, 6-game on-base streak. Next offering in. Ooh, tough take. Just off the outside corner. It looks like we've seen that pitch called a strike numerous times tonight, but not that time. Really tough to take that on a 2-2, but Sapia did it. A good eye there. Next offering in. Staying alive, kind of a half-hearted swing. Pop up to the second baseman, Grigo, and she makes the catch. 2 away. We've seen some good battles at the plate, but Eagles just not able to break through against Sheehan so far, and it'll be up to Brooke Dickinson to try to keep this inning alive. Hard ground ball to the right side, but it goes foul of that first base bag. Makes it 0-1. Brooke, the sister of Bailey Dickinson, also a senior from Vineland, New Jersey. Transferred over from Central Connecticut State University, a former D1 product. 0-1 into her. Big swing and a miss. Boy, that fastball had some velo behind it, and it goes to 0-2. Looking for her second straight 1-2 inning is Delaney Sheehan. Now the 0-2. High fly ball, fairly deep to right field, but ranging back there is Bella Barnes, and she makes the catch. That will retire the side. Boy, Brooke Dickinson gave it a good ride there at the end of the inning, but once again, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. It's a 3-0 ball game in favor of Wilmington here on Post University Softball. Back in here in Waterbury, Wilmington looking to add on to their 3-0 lead entering this third inning. Boy, 3 runs on 4 hits, and the post fielders haven't helped out Alyssa Hughes too much. 2 errors so far through 2 innings of play. It'll be batters number 4, 5, and 6 for Wilmington today, starting off with Bella Barnes. Barnes, she knocked in the first run of the game back in the first. An RBI single, that made it 1-0. Make her 1 for 1 on the day. First pitch in, hard ground ball to the shortstop. Dickinson fires to first. Good scoop by the first baseman, Biseglia. That's a nicely played out number 1. Mentioned it a little bit earlier, but these Wilmington hitters, they're aggressive. Swinging early and often in these counts. Trying to get a little bit of an ambush mentality against Alyssa Hughes. Didn't work that time. First pitch, ground out. Now we go over to Eve Serrato. Serrato, she legged out an infield single. It was a similar looking play to the one we just saw. So she's also 1 for 1. First pitch into her. High fly ball, fairly deep to left field. Going back, Tompkins at the wall. It's gone! Eve Serrato with a solo shot. And now it's 4-0 Wilmington. For Serrato, it's her third home run of the season. Takes the team lead and moves up in the conference standings. And now the work gets even harder for Post University. Got a mound visit here for Alyssa Hughes on the mound. Trying to give her just some encouragement after the big blast. Serrato, you kind of knew that one off the bat. A hard hit liner deep into left field. And nothing Angelica Tompkins could do about that one. So it leads us to Cassidy Zolano. Another righty-on-lefty matchup. Zolano squaring around, pulls it back. And it's 1-0. Boy, middle of the order doing their job. 2 RBIs between the 4 and 5 hitters today for Wilmington. Next pitch in, a good off-speed pitch, but it misses upstairs. 2-0 now. Pitch count starting to get up there for Alyssa Hughes. This will be number 40 coming up. Nobody on, one man gone. And a hard liner past the shortstop of Brooke Dickinson into left field for a base hit. Back-to-back base knocks for the Wildcats. Cassidy Zolano gets on board, make her 1 for 2 today, and now Gracie Mabry steps up to the plate. It's the danger of getting in a 2-0 count, especially for Alyssa Hughes, who's more of an off-speed pitcher. Typically got to throw a fastball. And that time it was Cassidy Zolano taking advantage. First pitch into Mabry, misses outside, call it 1-0. Mabry, no official at bats so far today. She was able to reach last inning around on that error by Brianna Hins behind the plate. So she's 0 for 0 so far today. Righty on lefty matchup, next offering in. Just off the outside or on the outside corner. Make it 1-1. Boy, it's supposed to be a really nice day here in Waterbury today. It was supposed to be 70 degrees and sunny, but right now we got a lot of clouds and a lot of wind blowing towards left field. Sure, that home run for Eve Serrato was helped a little bit by that wind. Next offering misses upstairs. 2-1 now. We are supposed to have 10 to 25 mile per hour gusts swirling around today here in Waterbury, so it's no surprise that the wind can play a factor, and it certainly did on that last one. Next offering in, misses outside, moves to 3-1 now. You don't want to move a runner into scoring position if you can avoid it. If you're Alyssa Hughes, in danger of giving up her second walk of the game. Here in the top of the third, 1-run home, runner on first and 1 man gone. The 3-1, down low, that's ball 4. It's walk number 2 for Alyssa Hughes on the mound. Don't see any action in that post bullpen just yet, so this looks like it's going to be Hughes' inning to get out of. She'll face off against Delaney Sheehan, the pitcher for Wilmington. Third straight righty on lefty matchup for Hughes before she'll finally face a righty in Zimmerman on deck. Sheehan grounds that one off the first baseman's bit, recovering as the second baseman Searles, and she gets the out at first. Both the runners move up. If you're scoring that one at home, which I don't know why you would be, it's 3-4-3. Make it 2 away now, but 2 runners in scoring position. Emma Zimmerman steps up to the plate in a pretty vital spot. Productive out that time for Delaney Sheehan. Both her outs have been productive outs. Hard ground ball to the left side. It's a foul ball past the third baseline. I was waiting for the signal. A little bit of a late call that time from Guillermo Rivas behind the plate, but either way, moves to an 0-1. Zimmerman, she's 0 for 1 so far today. Struck out swinging her first time around, only an inning ago. It's Cassidy Zolano on third, Gracie Mabry on second with 2 gone. Zimmerman needs to tie her shoe. Righty on righty matchup. The 0-1 offering in from Alyssa Hughes. Just misses upstairs, 1-1. Zimmerman, the graduate student out of Aberdeen, Maryland, has played all her years here with Wilmington. Hitting .275 so far this year with 10 RBIs, looking to make it a few more. Big wave and a miss. Actually a foul tip into the glove, and count moves to 1-2. Maybe the biggest pitch of the night coming up for Alyssa Hughes right here. You're trying to keep this game within reach. It's a 4-0 lead for the Wildcats, but a base hit makes it 6-0. The 1-2 from Hughes. Little squibbler foul past the first baseline. We'll do it again. On deck if they need it for the Wildcats. It's back to the top of the lineup in Tristan Stewart, so you're really trying to get this out if you're Alyssa Hughes. Once again, the 1-2 just misses down low. Boy, a close pitch right at the knees and a tough take that time from Zimmerman, but good eye from her, and it evens up at 2 apiece. Looked like if Hins maybe started her catching motion a little bit down below the knees and brought it back up, it might have been called the strike, but it would have been close. The 2-2 in the dirt. Nice stop by Hins behind the plate. Keeps the runners right where they are, but the count moves full, 3-2. Sometimes you'll hear a broadcaster say there's a base open, but that doesn't really apply in this scenario. You don't want to face Tristan Stewart. You really want to get Emma Zimmerman here if you can. The payoff pitch from Alyssa Hughes into Zimmerman. High fly ball, shallow. Right field, ranging in, the right fielder Calabrese, and she makes the catch. And that's a big out for the final out of the inning. Overall, here in the third for the Wildcats, they get 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. It's 4-0 Wildcats here on Post University Softball. It'll be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters coming up to the plate for Post University here in the bottom of the third. Looking to climb their way back from a 4-0 deficit, facing off against Delaney Sheehan, who's off to a tremendous start. 6 up and 6 down for Sheehan. She'll lead things off against Angelica Tompkins. Another lefty on righty matchup. All 9 hitters for Post today, batting from the right side. The first pitch into Tompkins. A good fastball on the outside corner, 0-1. Boy, Delaney Sheehan is just a tough puzzle to figure out. She's got a lively fastball, some decent off-speed pitches, and she works fast. Keeps hitters off balance. 0-1 into her. On the outside corner, make it 0-2. Those are 2 really good pitches back-to-back. I got to say, I'm really impressed by Sheehan. For Tompkins, the freshman out of Groton, Connecticut, a 140 average so far this year with 2 doubles and 5 RBIs. Fouls one off right behind home plate. Thought the home plate umpire signaled foul, but I guess not. And we're going to call that a 2-3 putout. Makes it 1 away. Brianna Hines coming up to the plate now. Junior out of Seymour, Connecticut. First pitch comes into her, and it's a strike right on the outside corner. Call it 0-1. Hines looking to get the monkey off her back a little bit. This is her 6th game without a hit entering today, so she's looking to try to get her first one in her last 7, I should say, but it quickly moves to 0-2. Man, 6 straight strikes from Delaney Sheehan to start off this inning. Well, 5 straight. If she throws this one, it'll be 6. And I spoke a little bit too soon. The broadcaster's jinx at its finest, 1-2. Pitch misses way upstairs, 2-2 now. Hens hitting 132 this year. Scored 3 runs on 5 hits, all of them singles, but does have an RBI. A 2-2 offering into her. Oh, excuse me, swing for strike 3, and Hens runs off the field. 2 away. 4th strikeout of the game already for Delaney Sheehan, only through 2 2/3 innings. Now will face the 9th batter of the order, Hannah Searles. Searles out of Bethlehem. First pitch into her. Good off-speed pitch. Comes right on the inside corner, 0-1. Realize I never gave you the fielding order today for the Wildcats. Let me do that quickly. It's Tristan Stewart in left, Volmar in center, and Bella Barnes in right. Gracie Mabry at the hot corner. Cassidy Zolano at short. Haley Grigo, the second baseman, and Kylie Ciani at first. Emmer Zimmerman behind the plates. Battery mates, of course, with the so far perfect Delaney Sheehan. This little squibbler goes foul. Count moves to 1-2. Boy. Post still looking for their first base runner right now, and Hannah Searles trying to stay alive in a 1-2 count. Searles, a utility player, plays both the outfield and infield. Today at second base. Fouls that one off, stays alive, still 1-2. Delaney Sheehan looking for strikeout number 5 in this game. The pitch. In there for a called strike 3. Boy, 9 up and 9 down for Delaney Sheehan to start this game. A perfect 3 innings of work. And Wilmington will come up to plate looking to add on to their 4-0 lead. Here for the top of the 4th inning, halfway through this one. It's a 4-0 lead for the Wildcats, and Alyssa Hughes still out on the bump for the Eagles. Trying to keep the lead where it's at. Haven't had a scoreless inning yet, although she's come close. Most of the damage today has come with 2 outs in each inning. She'll square off against the top of the order. For Wilmington, it's Tristan Stewart, followed by Volmar and Grigo. A really dangerous 1-2-3. Stewart squares around. First pitch to Grigo, squares around, gets it down. No play is going to be made by the catcher, Brianna Hens. Nobody's covering second. Thinking about it for a second was Volmar, but she decided to just stay put. So runners on the corners there. Ultimately a smart play by Brianna Hens. The bunt went nowhere, but if she threw it to first, you knew that Tristan Stewart was going to be taking it off. So called an infield bunt single. Runners on the corners, nobody gone, and Haley Grigo coming up to the plate. The most lethal hitter in this lineup so far this year, a true freshman out of Centerville, Maryland, in a big spot trying to break this game wide open. First pitch into her. She squares around as well. Both the runners take off, and the runner from first will make it to second without a throw. Volmar gets a stolen base. A little suicide squeeze play there, up 4 runs from Wilmington. For Volmar, that makes her a perfect 7 for 7, by the way, on stolen base this year. They might rule that catcher's indifference. 2 in scoring position. They're squaring around again. This time Grigo pulls it back, fouls it down the third baseline, and it goes to 1-1. I always find that pretty amazing, the fact that some hitters in softball can square it up, pull it back, and still be early on a pitch the way Grigo just was. Alyssa Hughes looking for a pretty crucial first out of this inning. Corners playing in for the Eagles. The 2-0. Down low. Runner started to take off once again. That's Tristan Stewart with a massive lead over at third base. You saw Brianna Hins behind home plate think about making a snap throw down, but decided against it. A 2-1 count. The delivery from Hughes. A little blooper, shallow left field, foul of that third base line, and evens up the count at 2 apiece. Grigo, she's 0 for 2 so far today. It was a real battle between her and Hughes last time out, but Hughes got the better of her. She popped out to first base in foul territory. That was back in the second. Hughes ready. The 2-2 delivery. Hard ground ball to the left side. It's a foul ball. We'll do the 2-2 once again. 5 pitches so far in this at-bat from Hughes to Grigo. This will be pitch number 59 for Haley Hughes of this outing through 3+ innings of work so far. Still looking for a first out here in the 4th. 2 in scoring position. Hard line drive once again. Grigo just having trouble staying back on some of the off-speed pitches from Hughes. We'll do the 2-2 at least one more time. If I'm Melissa Hughes here, I'm not throwing anything other than an off-speed pitch. Grigo in all 3 of her at-bats has not really shown that she's been able to stay back on it. Although at the same time, Grigo at .390 average entering this game, you know she can. She bloops one, shallow left field, actually center field, and Isabella Oliver makes the catch, tagging from third. And scoring is Tristan Stewart. Call it a sacrifice fly for Haley Grigo and an RBI. Both the runners move up, and it's a 5-0 ball game. For Haley Grigo, it's RBI number 15 on the year. It's also her first sacrifice fly of the year. Doing her job, hitting the ball in the air. So 1 away, runner on third. Batter to the plate is Bella Barnes. She hits a hard line drive into left field. It goes over the head again of Angelica Thompson and 1 hops over the wall. It'll be a ground rule double and an RBI for Bella Barnes, her second RBI of the game, and it's now 6-0 Wilmington. Bella Barnes, she was already 1 for 2 so far in the game. Make her 2 for 3. Now with an extra base hit and a couple of RBIs. We move down to batter number 5 in the lineup, who's having a tremendous game. It's Eve Serrato. If you remember, it wasn't very long ago, only an inning ago, that Serrato smashed a home run over the left field fence. She's 2 for 2. First pitch misses in the dirt. Makes it 1-0 to her. Inning started off with a leadoff triple from Tristan Stewart. That was an infield bunt single from Volmar, a sac fly from Grigo, and that ground rule double from Barnes. Pitch misses down low, 2-0 now. Serrato today, she's 2 for 2 with that big blast, as well as an infield single of her own back in the first. Outfield shade a little bit to the left, although right field's playing pretty close to the line. Next offering in, Squibbler foul right behind home plate, 2-1. Well, Serrato entered today hitting an RBI in 3 games in a row, and with her big blast, that moves that up to 4-game RBI streak. Not to mention, entering today, she's hitting .461 over her last 5 games. It's really impressive stuff from Eve Serrata. Hard ground ball foul, and good job by Alyssa Hughes to work herself back into this count. It's 2-2. On the mound for Hughes, hasn't been her best outing of the year, but there are some positives to take away, mainly that she hasn't pitched over 2 innings since March 15th. That was back against Franklin Pierce, so she's working into her 4th inning of work here today. Getting a little more length than what she has in recent outings. Next pitch off the outside corner, and the count runs full, 3-2. Hughes, a senior out of Staten Island, went to Notre Dame Academy. It's a runner on second with 1 man gone. Pair of runs already home in the inning. The payoff pitch. Hard line drive, center left field, ranging over the center fielder Oliver, and she makes the catch. Oh, what a play from Isabella Oliver to lay out towards our backhand side. And that's out number 2 here in the 4th. Boy, a beautiful play from Isabella Oliver, manning that center field position. I thought that was going straight towards Angelica Tompkins, but Oliver called her off and was able to Superman for the catch. Keeps the runner at second base. Now 2 men gone, and Cassidy Zolano comes up to the plate. See if a play like that can give Post some momentum. Zolano skies one right behind the third base bag, reaching back, and it is a fair ball. It's going to end up as a double, a bloop double for Cassidy Zolano and an RBI. And boy, a really tough break there for Alyssa Hughes. Got exactly what you were looking for, soft contact, a little pop-up, but that's baseball or softball. Just landed right behind the third baseman, Sapia. Scores another run. Zolano picks up her second base hit, her first RBI of the day. It's now 7-0 in favor of the Wildcats. Gracie Mabry up to the plate next. First pitch coming into her. In there for a strike on the outside corner. It goes to 0-1. Three runs home in the frame so far for Wilmington. This being the 7th batter of the inning. Pitch catches the upstairs part of the zone, and it goes to 0-2. Mabry, she's 0 for 0 so far today. She's able to reach on an error her first time around and then walked her second time around. Big pitch from Hughes. The 0-2 delivery. Fouled off down the left field line, or right field line, I should say. Remains 0-2. Getting that off-speed pitch. It has a lot of hitters out in front. Doesn't matter which side of the plate you're hitting from. Zolano, the first of 3 lefties in a row, squaring off against Hughes. .02 once again to Mabry. Squibbler foul. We'll do it one more time at the very least. 5th pitch of the at-bat. Neither one of these two ready to give in just yet. Maybe the transfer from UNCG. Looking to pick up RBI number 9 on the season. The 0-2 one more time. Ground ball to the third baseman. Sapia fields, fires to first in time. And that's out number 3 here in the frame. But for the Wildcats, they score 3 runs on 3 base hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. It's now a 7-0 game in favor of the visitors here on Post University Softball. It's been 9 up and 9 down for Delaney Sheehan on the mound for the Wildcats, and she enters this bottom of the 4th inning with a comfortable 7-0 lead. It was 5 strikeouts first time through the order for Sheehan. She gets a swing and a miss on her first pitch to Isabella Oliver. Oliver, like the rest of her teammates, 0 for 1 so far today. Grounded out to shortstop after a pretty good battle in her first at-bat. Catches the outside corner, and quickly she's behind 0-2. Oliver, she made that tremendous play out in center field, absolutely supermaning for the second out of the inning, only about 10 minutes ago. See if she can turn that into some momentum on the offensive side. Pitch misses up and away, 1-2 now. Oliver, a 185 hitter, but entering today on a 3-game hit streak. Won't continue right now as she swings and misses. That's the 3rd strikeout in a row, 6th one of the game for Delaney Sheehan. Alexandra Biseglia will try to avoid being the next victim. Biseglia 0 for 1, struck out swinging her first time around. Takes a strike on the outside corner to make it 0-1. Biseglia, 403 OPS. So far this year, the freshman out of Southbury, Connecticut, tied for second on the team with 5 RBIs as well. Head of the count, 2-1 here. Last offering missed way upstairs for Sheehan. It's maybe the first time we've seen Sheehan behind in the count all night tonight. The 2-1. Good pitch. Looked like it just caught the upstairs corner, but Guillermo Rivas disagrees with me, and it goes to 3-1. Swing and a miss to run the count full, 3-2. Feels like when Sheehan's got her confidence going, she's really working quick on the mound as she continues to do so here in the 4th. Lefty on righty, the 3-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Make it 4 strikeouts in a row for Delaney Sheehan. And boy, 5th in the CACC and strikeouts entering today. That number's only going to go up. 7 strikeouts so far today. Looking to strike out the side will be Alyssa Calabrese, the 3-hole hitter, trying to avoid making that happen. First pitch into her. Hard ground ball right to the first baseman. She picks it up. Ciani steps on the bag herself. And yet again, a 1-2-3 inning for Delaney Sheehan. That's 12 up and 12 down for Sheehan so far today. It's 7-0 in favor of the Wildcats here on Post University Softball. Welcome back into Lemoy Field. So we're getting ready for this top of the 5th inning. A few fielding changes for the Eagles as we enter this top of the 4th. Still going to be Alyssa Hughes out on the mound, but it looks like Angelica Tompkins has been subbed out of left field. It's Alyssa Calabrese over in left field in replace of her and taking the spot in right field. Alexandra Biseglia is over in right. And now manning first base is going to be Bailey Dickinson. Sorry, I had to get myself sorted out there. A couple of moves there. 3 players changing positions in between innings. So once again, it's Biseglia in right field, Calabrese in left field, and then Bailey Dickinson is over at first base now. So for Alyssa Hughes, she's still on the bump, trying to keep it at a 7-0 deficit here for the Eagles. She'll face off against 8-9-1 here in the top of the 5th inning, but we're waiting for something going on. Looks like there's a little bit of a lineup issue going on with home plate umpire Guillermo Rivas and some of the coaching staff of the Eagles. But I believe we're all ready to go. So Delaney Sheehan, the pitcher, leading off this inning for Wilmington. She's 0 for 2 so far. Reached base once on a fielder's choice, but actually both of her plays were fielder's choices. She looks at the first pitch strike, 0-1. Sheehan having a tremendous game out on the mound, looking to carry that momentum at the plate. Evens up the count at 1-1. For Alyssa Hughes, she's thrown 76 pitches so far. This next one will be 77. Giving up 6 earned runs on 10 hits. 2 walks and 2 strikeouts so far for Hughes. Hard ground ball to the left side. It sneaks past the shortstop, Brianna Dickinson, and into left field for a leadoff single. So Delaney Sheehan gets her first hit of the game. Excuse me, I don't know what I said there, but I meant to say Alyssa Calabrese. Either way. Emma Zimmerman comes up to the plate next, the 9-hole hitter. Got the peanut gallery chiming in here behind the outfield wall and some of the terminology. Emma Zimmerman pops up to the shortstop, and that's going to be out number 1 on the first pitch here. So going back to the top of the lineup now, and a very dangerous top of the lineup at that, it's Tristan Stewart. Stewart, man, reached base all 3 times she's come up to the plate. She's 2 for 2, a double, a triple, and 3 runs scored in the leadoff position. Runner on first with 1 man gone here in the top of the 5th. 7-0 game in favor of Wilmington. Squaring around is Stewart. She pulls it back. The throw down to second base. Not in time. Boy, the throw looked like it was in time, but Dickinson, I believe, just couldn't lay the tag down. Good slide that time from Delaney Sheehan, so she gets the stolen base. Now it's a runner in scoring position with 1 man gone. Pitch was ruled a strike as well, so it's an 0-1 count. Next offering in to Tristan Stewart. Misses upstairs, 1-1. Stewart having an all-star-like season so far this year, entering today with a .293 average, and, well, she's 2 for 2. It's a hard line drive into left field, but it hooks foul and out of play. It's a 1-2 count now to the leadoff hitter in the order for Wilmington. Righty-on-righty matchup. Alyssa Hughes looking for her second out of the inning. Shakes off her catcher. The next pitch in. Well in the dirt. 2-2. Doesn't get much easier for your Alyssa Hughes on the bump. Got the 2 and 3 hole hitters coming up next for Wilmington, Volmar and Grigo. Although Grigo has not had much success against Hughes so far today. Knock on wood as I say that. Hughes looking for her 3rd strikeout. That pitch misses inside, so count goes from 0-2 to 3-2. Tristan Stewart doing a really good job working herself back into the count. Stewart, the senior, out of Centerville, Maryland, went to Queen Anne's County High School. It's a line drive right to the third baseman, Nyla Sapia. Good play by her, and heads-up awareness at the hot corner for a hard hit out number 2. Payoff pitch works just how you drew it up if you're Alyssa Hughes. And now with 2 away, it's Maddie Volmar up to the plate. Volmar 2 for 3 so far today. A triple, 2 RBIs, and an infield single. Pops up the first pitch foul and out of play. Not to mention, she also has a stolen base and a run scored, does Volmar. So another very productive day for the two-hole hitter. The runner on second, that's Delaney Sheehan. Led off this inning with a single and then stole a base to get herself into scoring position, but back-to-back outs thrown by Hughes. Next pitch in there for a strike, and it's quickly 0-2. Boy, Hughes has gotten a bit stronger, it seems like, as this game has gone along. Although the two-out rallies have come back to bite her a little bit so far in this game, trying to limit the scoring opposition here, looking for a first scoreless inning of the game. Next pitch in, high fly ball, fairly deep to left field, ranging over there Calabrese, and she can't get there as it goes out of play. We'll do the 0-2 once again. Volmar already extended her 3-game hit streak into 4 games with her triple back in the second. Once again from Hughes, the 0-2. Fouled off. Good job here by Maddie Volmar just to stay alive. Back-to-back foul balls. And that'll be the 5th pitch of the at-bat despite it being an 0-2 count. Another pitch in from Hughes. Line drive right to the second baseman, Hannah Searles. Didn't even have to move an inch, and hey, Alyssa Hughes has tossed her first scoreless inning of this ball game. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Eagles looking to come back from a 7-0 deficit here on Post University Softball. It's been 12 up and 12 down for Delaney Sheehan on the mound so far for Wilmington, and looking to continue that trend here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Be number 4, 5, and 6 in the order for Post University. Bailey Dickinson, Nyla Sapia, and Brooke Dickinson all coming up to the plate. First pitch into her, reaches at the knees. Count goes to 0-1. Dickinson, it was a good battle, a 7-pitch at-bat her first time around, but it ended with a strikeout looking on that pitch right there, and it goes to 0-2. Delaney Sheehan deals the 0-2, and Dickinson stays alive, goes foul. Remains an 0-2 count. Bailey Dickinson so far this year, it's been a decent year, a .271 average. Hard foul ball right down the first base line, still 0-2. Through 20 games played, she's got 13 hits, good for second on the team, as well as leading the team in RBIs this year in the cleanup spot. Tough take there on an 0-2 count, but a really good take there from Dickinson, and it moves to 1-2. Pitch moves upstairs, 2-2 now. Here in the bottom of the fifth, leadoff hitter Bailey Dickinson. 2-2 count, nobody on, nobody out, looking to climb back from a 7-0 deficit. Next pitch in, just a bit upstairs, and actually that was a full count, excuse me. So, hey, look, just like that, the first base runner of the game for Post University comes via a leadoff walk to Dickinson. So now with a base runner on, see if the Eagles can do some damage here. It's Nyla Sapia coming up to the plate. First offering into her, ground ball back up the middle, a diving stop by the second baseman Zolano, on to second for one, the relay to first not in time. But boy, what a play. Actually, that was Haley Garrigo over at second base, who was able to make that fantastic diving stop and was somehow able to flip it on to second for out number one. So called a fielder's choice for Sapia. Allows her to reach first, still the runner on. Now one away though. Next hitter comes to the plate. It's Dickinson. Lines one into right field, but right there is Bella Barnes, and that makes it two away quickly. Both the times that Brooke Dickinson has come up to the plate today, she's lined it out to right field, hit it hard, but both times Bella Barnes was right there. Now coming up to the plate, it's going to be a pinch hitter. Looks like Leah Marrero coming up for the Eagles. Marrero, so far this year, well, hasn't had a whole lot of opportunities, but she's 2 for 6 on the season. We'll call it a .333 batting average. Takes the first pitch down low. Call it 1-0. Freshman out of Meridian, Connecticut. All of her hits have been singles. She does have an RBI, though, so far this year. Another lefty on righty matchup. Way upstairs. 2-0 now. She's replacing Angelica Tompkins, who was subbed out in left field last inning. Tompkins, that was her last at-bat, finishes 0 for 1 with a ground out. Right on the outside corner, and it goes to 2-1 now. Fouls that straight back into the mitt, 2-2. Mara, a true freshman, played both track and softball in high school, was a two-sport athlete. The 2-2. In there! A delayed called strike 3 from Guillermo Rivas. That's another strikeout right there for Delaney Sheehan. And it's another hitless inning for her on the mound. No runs, no hits, no errors. One man left on base for the Eagles. Still 7-0 Wilmington here on Post University Softball. Eagles looking to hold the score right where it is as we enter this top of the sixth inning. It's a 7-0 lead for the bad guys, the Wilmington Wildcats, and it'll be hitters number 3, 4, and 5 coming up to the plate for them, starting with Haley Grigo. Grigo made that tremendous play at second base. Diving stop, turned into a fielder's choice. So far, she hasn't quite found it yet at the plate. She's 0 for 2. Does have a sacrifice fly for an RBI on her ledger, however, and the first pitch in there for a strike, moves to 0-1. Delissa Hughes still on the bump so far. Going into her 6th inning of work. Once again, she hasn't pitched over 2 innings since earlier this month. 6 games ago, in fact. Now it's back to 0-2. If you're Wilmington, you're looking to score one more run here in the top of the 6th inning. It would give you the opportunity to possibly force a mercy rule situation in the bottom half of the frame. The 0-2 offering in. Hard line drive, foul of the third baseline. Remains 0-2. Boy, Haley Grigo, for such a talented hitter and star-studded numbers this year as a true freshman, seen her really just unable to adjust to the off-speed pitches of Alyssa Hughes. She's been early in all 4 of her at-bats so far. The 92nd pitch of the outing coming up for Hughes. Stuck in an 0-2 count is Grigo. Pitch number 93. In there, 1-2. Cold, chilly day here in Waterbury. Well, originally was a very nice 70-degree day when we first got here. It's become a little brutal to be stuck out there in a 7-0 game. Hughes looking for strikeout number 3 in this one. Righty-on-righty matchup to kick off this 6th frame. The 2-2. Fouled off right into the dugout of Wilmington. Remains a 2-2 count. Good battle here between Grigo and Hughes. Decent-sized crowd for this Saturday matinee doubleheader. Game 2 starting about 30 minutes after this one. See what the 2 starting matchups are going to be. High fly ball, center field, ranging back Isabella Oliver. She makes the catch. 1 up and 1 down to kick off this 6th inning for Alyssa Hughes down on the bump, who very objectively has gotten stronger as this game has gone along. Looks like the Eagles are going to keep her in there for at least till the end of the inning. It doesn't look like anyone's getting warmed up in that Eagles pen right now. So 1 away, Bella Barnes comes up to the plate. She's having a tremendous day so far as Barnes. 2 for 3, a double, a single, run scored, and an RBI. Actually, 2 RBIs. Falls behind 0-1. Barnes, typically a catcher, but she's actually playing right field today. Senior out of Greenwell Springs, Louisiana. Transferred over from Central Arkansas University. Evens up the count at 1 apiece. She hit her 2nd double of the season earlier. Not to mention, she also has 2 home runs on the year and a .367 slugging percentage. So quite the power hitter, hitting at the number 4 spot for Wilmington. Good pitch right at the knees from Alyssa Hughes, and it moves the count to 1-2. The Wilmington dugout making some noise. It's nobody on, 1 man gone here in the top of the 6th. Hughes works the 1-2. Swing! And they're not going to call that a foul ball, are they? Wow, I guess they are going to call that a foul ball. It actually swing and a miss, and it hit the hitter, Bella Barnes. In my mind, it didn't look like Barnes made contact with it. Major League Baseball, if you swing and a miss and it hits you, it's a strike 3. But might not be the case here in NCAA Division II. So once again, another 1-2 offering. Line drive right back up the middle. It's a base hit. Bella Barnes collects her 3rd base hit of the day. This time it's a single with 1 gone. And the Wildcats are in business here in the top of the 6th. It's Eve Serrato coming up to the plate. Though it looks like we're probably going to have a pinch hitter instead of Serrato. Serrato was having a tremendous day. It was 2 for 3, 2 base hits, and RBI, including that big blast. And a run scored, but we'll see who's coming in here. So it looks like it's going to be Kylie Sieni pitch hitting here. She was in the flex spot for Wilmington coming into this one, playing first base. Now she's hitting. Sieni, the redshirt freshman, out of Bear, Delaware, squaring around to start this at-bat. See if she pulls it back or actually decides to keep it square. Pulls it back and swings and misses at a high piece of cheese that time from Alyssa Hughes, and it goes to 0-1. So Sieni, she's 3 for 27 so far this year. That's a 1.11 batting average. 2 ribbies to go along with it. Another offering in from Hughes. In there for a strike, and it goes to 0-2. So Sieni, she replaces Eve Serrato. Serrato, 2 for 3 in this game with a home run, an RBI, and a run scored. That is the end of her night. What a night it was. Down low, moves the count to 1-2 now. Pitch number 104 of the night for Alyssa Hughes coming up. The 1-2. Popped up behind home plate, and it goes on top of the dugout of Wilmington, so out of play. Stays at a 1-2 count. Runner on first with 1 gone here in the top of the 6th. Alyssa Hughes was able to pitch her first scoreless inning of the night only a frame ago, so looking to do the same. Probably looking for that ground ball double play if you can get it if you're Hughes, although can't be too picky in moments like these. She does get the ground ball. It goes foul past the third base line. Kylie Sieni doing a good job just staying alive and battling here. Once again, a 1-2 count. Another offering in. Hard ground ball right to the shortstop. Dickinson fires to second for 1. There's going to be no relay back to first. Good job getting the lead runner from Brooke Dickinson. Called a fielder's choice for Kylie Sieni that time around. The play goes 6-4. And now brings up Cassidy Zolano coming up to the plate. Once again, I believe we might be having another pinch hitter. Looks like home plate umpire Guillermo Rivas is having a conversation with a few members of the post-coaching staff as well. Alyssa Hughes staying warm out on the bump. It's been a fairly long inning, having only 3 batters faced so far. It's Olivia Hitchens coming into the game for the Wildcats, the freshman at Dagsboro, Delaware. Only her 9th at-bat of the season. She's 2 for 8 so far in the year, so 250 average. Olivia Hitchens, she's one of the two-way players for these Wildcats. Off to a 7.88 ERA on the bump through 2 appearances so far. Again, not a huge sample size for the true freshman. Comes into this game with a runner on first and 2 men gone here in the top of the 6th. Wildcats looking to add on to their 7-0 lead. First offering in, misses down below the zone. Goes to 1-0. Inning started off with Haley Grigo flying it to center field. Then it was Bella Barnes who got a single. Kylie Sieni with a fielder's choice. Now here we are. Next offering in gets fouled away and it moves to 1-1. Hitchens, one of her 2 base hits, did go for an RBI so far this year. So despite not a lot of opportunity, she has been able to come through at least once so far for the Wildcats. Fouls off a really good fastball there from Alyssa Hughes, and it goes to 1-2. Hughes looking to toss her second straight scoreless inning. The 1-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and that retires the side. Alyssa Hughes picks up her third strikeout of the game, and for the Wildcats, no runs on one hit, no errors, and one man left on base. Post looking to climb their way back from a 7-0 deficit. Sixth inning of work for Delaney Sheehan coming into this bottom of the sixth inning. Hasn't allowed a base hit yet in this game, has Sheehan. Faces off against the 8-9-1 hitters, and Brianna Hens fouls one off her first time around, make it 0-1. Well, all 9 of the batters in this post lineup are 0 for so far today. Brianna Hens 0 for 1 with that strikeout swinging back in the third frame. Next pitch comes in right on the inside corner, and Hens quickly behind 0-2. What an outing this has been for Delaney Sheehan so far today. It's not allowed a base hit. Has 8 strikeouts so far in this one. She's looking for strikeout number 9. Or excuse me, she has 9 strikeouts, looking for number 10. The 1-2 offering. Little check swing, ground ball right to the second baseman, Grigo. She fires to first. That's a nice range play to keep that 0 in the scoreboard for Post University in that hit column right now. Call it out number 1. Hannah Searles coming up to the plate next. The 9-hole hitter for the Eagles. Struck out looking back in the third, make her 0 for 1. First offering into her from Sheehan goes in there for a strike. Goes to an 0-1 count. Fouls that one off to Searles. Goes to 0-2. Another one of these true freshmen, a very young Post-Eagles team so far this year out of Bethlehem, Connecticut. Was a 2-sport athlete in high school. Also played field hockey as well as softball. A little off-speed pitch misses just a touch upstairs. 1-2 count now. So Isabella Oliver on deck. Back to the top of the order for the Eagles after this at-bat. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Double-digit strikeouts for Delaney Sheehan in this game, number 10. And now there's 2 away here in the 6th. Back to the top of the order, and Isabella Oliver for Post University. Takes a pitch upstairs for ball 1. Oliver 0 for 2. Grounded out in the first, struck out swinging in the fourth. Both her at-bats have been decent battles, however, making Sheehan work more than any other hitter in the Post lineup, in fact. Look at that. She's ahead 2-0 now. The 2-0 pitch. Fastball. Looked like it froze Isabella Oliver that time. Cashes the outside corner, 2-1. Oliver looking to extend her 3-game hitting streak, more than likely her last chance to do it in this one. Fouls that one off, and it evens up the count at 2-2. Had a great doubleheader couple of games against Caldwell, did Isabella Oliver. On Thursday, she went 5 for 8 in those 2 games with a couple of RBIs and 2 extra base hits. Next offering in, she's battling here, still 2-2 count. That lively fastball from Delaney Sheehan, it's hard to catch up to. Right now, Oliver doing a good job just to get the barrel on it. Does look like the Eagles have somebody warming up in their bullpen. Ground ball back up the middle. It gets through for a base hit. And Isabella Oliver not only continues her hit streak, but gets a base hit, and the no-hitter will not be today for Delani Sheehan. First hit of the game for Post University. Who else but Isabella Oliver, who has been their hottest hitter as of late. Now Alexandra Biseglia coming up to the plate. Takes a fastball right down Broadway for strike one. Biseglia 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts swinging in this one. Runner on first and one man gone. Next pitch misses upstairs, 1-1. So we're finally at a point where it's appropriate to say the box score. 7 runs, 12 hits, and no errors so far for the Wildcats. Make it no runs, 1 hit, and 1 error for the Eagles in this one. It's a 1-2 count to Alexandra Biseglia. Runner on first and 2 men gone. Payoff pitch in there. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and that will retire the side. Called 11 strikeouts in this game for Delani Sheehan. And overall, for the Eagles, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Still 7-0 Wilmington here on Post University Softball. Last chance to add on to the lead for Wilmington University. Up 7-0 in this one as we enter the top of the 7th inning. Be 7, 8, and 9. The hitters coming up for the Wildcats. Alyssa Hughes still out on the mound looking to complete this game off on the bump. First pitch comes into Gracie Mabry and misses just a bit upstairs, and it goes to 1-0. Hughes looking for her second complete game of the year. It's been quite a while since she's thrown over 2 innings in any outing this year, so pretty good feat for her, and she's definitely settled down from the 5th inning on in this one. Gracie Mabry so far in this game, she's 0 for 1. Has reached base twice, once on an error, the other on a walk. 1-1 offering into her from Alyssa Hughes. And here it is. Fly ball right to the shortstop, Brooke Dickinson, and she handles it for out number 1. Easy pop out that time for Alyssa Hughes on the mound. Gracie Mabry goes to 0 for 2 on the day. Coming up to the plate next for Wilmington, well, it's going to be Delani Sheehan, who's pitched a tremendous 1-hit outing so far on the mound. Still has 1 more inning of work to do. Trying to add on to her 7-0 lead. Takes ball 1 upstairs. Sheehan 1 for 3 so far today. Grounded into 2 fielder's choice, but then got that base hit in her last time around. Takes a strike on the outside corner, and it goes to 1-1. Sheehan-wise, the numbers are a little bit down this year as they were to last year, but overall still a tremendous season on both sides of the ball. Still a lot of time to make up for some of those numbers as well. Entering today, hitting .267. Compare that to last year where, in less at-bats, obviously, she hit .323. It's another righty-on-lefty matchup, the third in a row that Alyssa Hughes has to face in this part of the lineup. High fly ball, fairly deep to center field. Isabella Oliver calling for it, and she makes the catch. 2 up and 2 down here in the 7th. This game started off with just a lot of runs from Wilmington. 1 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, and then 3 in the 4th inning. But a scoreless 5th and a scoreless 6th gives you a lot to be hopeful about if you're Alyssa Hughes and Post University. First pitch into Emma Zimmerman, misses upstairs, 1-0. Zimmerman 0 for 3 so far today. She's one of 2 players in this entire Wilmington lineup to not reach base, the other one being Haley Grigo, which, if I were a betting man, you wouldn't put your money on her to not reach base. Good pitch right at the knees for a strike, evens up the count at 1-1. So coming up for the Eagles in the bottom half of the 7th inning, it'll be 3, 4, and 5. Calabrese, Dickinson, and Sapia trying to keep the game alive. Got some type of comeback, down 7 runs here. Fly ball right into right field, ending up having to dive for it is Bisaglia, but she makes the catch. Boy, that was scary, and ends up being out number 3. A 1-2-3 inning for Alyssa Hughes out on the bump, and last lick's coming up. It's 7-0 Eagles here on Post University Softball. Delani Sheehan back out on the bump for her 7th inning of work, looking to complete off game, or looking to get her 6th complete game of the year. Entering this one, she had 18 complete games last year on the mound. It comes as no surprise. Off to a good start so far in this one. She's going to face off against the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for a post in this frame, starting with Alyssa Calabrese. Next pitch in there for a strike. Evens up the count at 1 apiece. Calabrese 0 for 2. Struck out looking her first time around, then grounded out back in the 4th. Eagles were able to get their first hit of the game across in the last half frame, courtesy of Isabella Oliver. Just looking for some type of momentum, obviously down 7 runs. Very slim chance for a comeback, but looking for any type of momentum you can get heading into game number 2. The ace of the Wilmington staff has performed as such today. Gets a big swing and a miss for strike 3. For Delani Sheehan, that's strikeout number 12 in this one. Coming up to the plate next, it's going to be Bailey Dickinson. But it looks like before that, looks like we're going to have a pitching change. Delani Sheehan doesn't get the complete game, actually. That's quite surprising. Only 2 outs away from the feet, but looks like we're going to have a new pitcher coming into this one. So don't go anywhere here on Post University Softball. Pitching change coming in for Wilmington University, trying to get the last 2 outs of this game. It's the 5'5" freshman out of Wilmington, Delaware, Casey Zanitis, stepping into this one. This will be her 5th appearance of the season. Throws a ball actually just below the zone. It hasn't been the best season so far for the freshman transfer from Rowan University, a 10.5 ERA, 14 hits and 9 earned runs and 6 innings of work. So maybe a little bit of a touch-up appearance so far for Zanitis. Facing off against Bailey Dickinson, who's 0 for 1 today. Did work a walk and reach base once. Takes a strike right on the inside corner. Goes to 2-1 now. What an outing it was for Delaney Sheehan, the starting pitcher for these Wildcats today. Another pitch upstairs, and it moves to 3-1. For Delaney Sheehan, in line for the win. 6 1/3 innings of work today. 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and 11 strikeouts. Pitch goes downstairs. It's ball 4, so Bailey Dickinson gets her 2nd walk of the game. Reaches base twice in this one. Now with a runner aboard and 1 man gone, it's Nyla Sapia stepping up to the plate. Sapia, she popped out to second back in the 2nd inning and then grounded out. Actually reached on a fielder's choice in the 5th. Takes a strike right at the chest, goes to 0-1. Righty on righty matchup for the first time this game. The post right-handed hitters are seeing a righty on the mound, and quickly Nyla Sapia is behind 0-2. The 0-2 delivery in the dirt. Nice stop behind the plate. Emma Zimmerman, the catcher, keeping the runner right where she is, and Bailey Dickinson. Another 1-2. Little blooper right past the first baseman and into foul territory. It remains a 1-2 count. Game 2 of this doubleheader will start just about 30 minutes after the final pitch of this one. See if the Eagles can scratch across a run, maybe get some momentum heading into the second game. Another 1-2. Line drive into right field, right at the right fielder, Bella Barnes. Unfortunate piece of hitting for Nyla Sapia. Did all you can, hit it hard, just happened to go right at Barnes, and it's out number 2. So the Eagles down to their final out in this one. It'll be up to Brooke Dickinson to try to keep the game alive. First pitch fouled off out of play down the first baseline. Count goes to 0-1. Dickinson so far today, she's 0 for 2. She actually had 2 pretty hard hit balls, both of which to right field. This time she grounds one to the shortstop. Should be the final out of the play. Zolano to Sayeni, and that does it. Wilmington takes game 1 of this 2-game doubleheader by a 7-0 score. It was Delaney Sheehan with 6 1/3 innings of shutout ball, followed up by Casey Zanitis to close it out for Wilmington. They scored at least 1 run in each of the first 4 innings of play, and that carried the momentum to victory. So Wilmington goes on an 8-game winning streak heading into Game 2, but we'll be back in just 30 minutes. Until then, we'll see you.